The Pequot War. Between 1634 and 1638, in the old United States, occurred the Pequot War, which was an armed conflict between the Native Americans from the Pequot tribe and an alliance of the English colonists of the Massachusetts Bay, Plymouth, and Saybrook colonies, and the Native American allies, the Narragansett and Mulligan tribes. Before their war with the English, two events weakened the Pequots, who lost almost half of their people. In 1631, the tribe was divided into pro-English and pro-Dutch factions. This problem was not solved when the tribe's leader, Whoopie Wood, died in that year. Two subsections, Sasakus, who was pro-Dutch, and Uncas, who was pro-English, fought to succeed at the Grand Sachem. The tribe picked Sasakus. Uncas and his followers fled to form their own tribe, the Mohegan, which became hostile to the Pequots. The second event that weakened the Pequots was the smallpox epidemic which they suffered in 1634. What were the causes of the Pequot War? The primary cause of the Pequot War was the struggle to control trade. English efforts were to break the Dutch Pequot control of the fur and wampum trade, while the Pequot attempted to maintain their political and economic dominance in the region. Besides, the murders of English traders by the Pequots led directly to the Pequot War. This war was a culmination of numerous conflicts between the colonists and the Indians. In late August 1636, Massachusetts Bay organized a force of 90 soldiers under the command of Colonel John Endicott. This group launched a punitive expedition against the Pequots of Block Island in retaliation for the murder of trader John Oldham just a month earlier. To revenge, Pequot laid siege to Saybrook Fort from September 1636 through mid-April 1637. The Pequots attacked soldiers, destroyed English cornfields and cattle, and burned warehouses used to store trade goods. Thus, on April 33, 1637, a large force of Pequot warriors attacked English settlers at Weatherfield on their way to their field in the Great Meadow along the Connecticut River. As a result of the Weatherfield attack, Connecticut declared war on the Pequot on the 1st of May, 1637. The colony raised a force of 90 soldiers from the three river towns, Hartford, Wethersfield, and Windsor, for an expedition against the Pequots.
On May 26, 1637, 2 hours before dawn, English Puritans and their Indian allies, directed by John Mason and John Underhill, surrounded the Pequot fortification at Mystic, which contained about a third of the Pequot tribe. The village was surrounded by a wooden palisade with only 2 entrances. The English mostly accounted on the element of surprise, hoping they would be able to get in without being detected so they could kill the inhabitants and sack the village. Despite being more numerous and technologically advanced, the English met fires resistant from the Pequot. John Mason gave up on sacking. He took a torch and gave the order to burn the fort, block the exits, and kill anyone who would try to climb the palisade and escape. The Pequot had a choice to make, being burned alive or try to get out, but those who managed to escape were either killed by the English or the Mohegan line waiting for them. The massacre lasted only 1 hour and killed about 600 men, women, and children. When other Pequot villages saw the smoke and came to rescue, it was too late. Within a few weeks, the English hunted down the surviving Pequots to make sure they would never be a threat again. Some were killed and the remaining ones were sold as slaves. In September, the victorious tribes, Mohegans and Narragansetts, were allowed to take over the Pequot lands by the Treaty of Hartford. The Pequot were considered extinct and forbidden to regroup as a tribe. The word Pequot was also outlawed. For the first time, Puritans realized they held the power to dominate what they saw as godless savages. The Pequot War gave the other tribes a grim warning of what the Europeans were capable and eliminated the possibility of a strong resistance against the colonist settlement. In fact, there was no more Indian troubles until the outbreak of King Philip's War.